Tonight, we report on the reopening of the ice skating rink in Moses Lake, and the Grant County Fair kicks off next week. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Well, Amber, the River Dogs in Cape Cod go to extra innings in Babe Ruth World Series play, and the M's Hisashi Iwakuma inks his name in the MLB history books. Let's take a peek at our Weather Center forecast.
Hello everyone. For today, we were a few degrees shy of breaking that record high temperature for this time of year. We do expect cooler temperatures. How much cooler they'll be, I'll let you know just ahead with your extended forecast.
I'm Amber Jinks, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
No arrests have been made in the shooting of a 29-year-old man near Soap Lake. 4 people were taken into custody early Wednesday morning for questioning by investigators. Travis Stotts, a 19-year-old man, and Randy James, an 18-year-old man, were booked into Grant County Jail on unrelated Department of Corrections warrants. According to the Grant County Sheriff's Office, the other 2 people questioned were released. All 4 are still considered persons of interest. Investigators continue to interview possible witnesses after a Soap Lake man was reportedly shot in the leg early Wednesday morning in Lakeview. Police are still piecing together details on the events which led up to the shooting. 4 firearms are reportedly recovered from the large crime scene near Franklin Street and State Route 28. The victim was taken to Confluence Health Center, Washington Hospital in Wenatchee. The Grant County Fair kicks off next week with free admission on opening day. Reporter Devin Higgins has more on this year's events.
The third week of August means the return of the Grant County Fair to Moses Lake. The 2015 edition kicks off on Tuesday, August 18th and runs through Saturday the 22nd with hours from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. The Davis Carnival is back as well with rides running from noon to midnight Tuesday through Thursday and from noon to 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. The Brian Miller Stage features live music all week long from acts like the Doo-Wah Riders, Moses Lake's own Dime Store Prophets, and the Lake City Blues. There's also a chance to get up close and personal with animals, get some treats, or make a last run at a Space Burger for the year, along with exhibitions, activities, games, and more. Admission is free for all ages on opening day Tuesday, and half-price admissions for friends of the fair and military, law enforcement, or firefighters and their families on Wednesday and Thursday. A full breakdown of the 2015 Grant County Fair is available online at www.gcfairgrounds.com. In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.
Moses Lake is reopening the ice skating rink and charging more for it for people to use. The City Council approved the change on Tuesday night. The city added a $3 use fee for individuals and increased the cost for the Moses Lake Youth Hockey and Adult Hockey Leagues to use the ice. The Larson Recreation Center building remains closed. The council decided to close the rink and building last year after learning about an impending $1.7 million budget deficit for 2015. Interim City Manager Gilbert Alvarado said the rink cost about $79,000 to operate in 2013 and made roughly $71,000. The city budgeted $85,000 to operate the rink. Grant County is paying the Kitsap County Prosecutor's Office $27,000 to handle David Nichols' appeal. The Grant County Commissioners agreed to spend the money after Kitsap County Prosecutor Tina Robinson requested the county match the amount the state's Office of Public Defense was spending on the appeal. Nichols, a 34-year-old Montana man, was convicted in 2012 of murdering Ephrata resident Sage Monroe outside of his East Street home. He was sentenced in April of 2013 to 25 years in prison. The Grant County Prosecutor's Office asked the Kitsap County Prosecutor's Office to handle the appeal because of potential conflicts in interest Prosecutor Garth Dano and Chief Deputy Prosecutor Alan White had. Dano provided commentary on the trial for iFIBER 1 News, and White represented Ian Libby, who the defense attorneys accused of committing the murder. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at primetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be back right after this.
My name is Kat Sanderson, Managing Broker for Pillar Rock Realty Group. We love the Columbia Basin because it's our home, and we want to give back to our community by kicking off our Pay It Forward campaign. If you buy or list with us, we will donate 1% of our total proceeds to a local charity of your choice and in your name. Call us today at 754-4444 or visit pillarrockrealty.com because we are your local real estate experts.
Now for your iFIBER 1 News Weather Center forecast.
Welcome back, everyone. This weather segment is brought to you by Barry Motors, one great place to buy and service a car. We're still under red flag warning that will expire tonight. We still have dry conditions and very warm temperatures outside throughout the night. We'll continue to have those breezy conditions as a cold front moves into the area. Wind gusts up to 30 miles an hour for tomorrow, Friday. We do have a chance of isolated thunderstorms, and this is due to a cold front that is pushing through in the northwest for Friday afternoon. This will bring strong gusty winds for tomorrow and not so much cooler temperatures and a chance of isolated showers and thunderstorms. Let's take a look at our almanac within the past 24 hours. For us here in Ephrata, our low temperature right around the mid-70s above the average low, which is 60 degrees, and the record high temperature for this time of year was set back in 01. The record high was 105, so about 2 to 3 degrees shy from breaking that record high temperature. Today's high 102 for us here in Ephrata, and also for you in Moses Lake, for you tying the record high, which was 102 back in 1998, and you did start off the day above average low temperature when the average low for you is right around the mid-50s. Currently, we're still on the warm side. Temperatures right now outside your door right around 100 degrees. Winds blowing from the south, southeast up to 10 miles an hour. Breezy conditions will continue throughout the overnight hours, especially as we go into this Friday afternoon. Gusty winds due to that cold front that will be pushing into the northwest for Friday afternoon. Some storms may become severe throughout the afternoon hours, and also behind this cold front we'll have breezy and much cooler conditions that will be expected through the weekend for us within our Columbia Basin. Chance of showers is also along the Cascades and along the coast. For us, we'll continue to stay for the most part pretty dry, but there is still that chance of having an isolated shower and thunderstorm as we go into this Friday and also for Saturday afternoon. Let's take a quick look at the high temperatures for Friday afternoon, right around the upper 60s for you in Seattle. Chance of showers and thunderstorms as a cold front moves into the area. In Yakima Valley, your high temperature in the mid-80s after having that high temperature of 103 degrees for you in the Yakima Valley. Tri-Cities highs in the upper 70s, and for the northwest, high temperatures right around the upper 80s. So we do have a relief in those high temperatures for us here in Ephrata in the low 90s. Moses Lake right around 90 degrees. So here you can see the cool down, the cooling trend we have for today. Right now we're still currently right around 100 degrees for Friday in the low 90s as the high temperature. For Saturday, it's going to be a beautiful day, plenty of sunshine with highs right around the mid-80s. And on Sunday afternoon, we'll be back to those seasonably warm temperature for this time of year in the upper 80s, low 90s for the next work week. Thank you for being with us. We'll be back with sports.
To save some energy, I've used Einstein's mass energy equivalents to design the haptic suits you see in front of you. They will maintain our core body temperature while we completely turn off our heat and air conditioning. With the money we save on our Grant PUD bill, I'll be expecting that trip to Disneyland this year.
You don't need to be a super genius to save energy and money. Visit grantpud.org to learn how.
Glenn Gossey's walk-off single in the 8th scored Zach Askin from second, and the River Dogs came back to beat Cape Cod 10-9 in extra innings. The win completes a 4-game sweep of the National Division bracket and sets up a semifinal showdown with the winner of today's quarterfinal contest between Virginia and Klamath Falls. The Dogs held a 3-1 lead going into the top of the 4th. Cape Cod exploded for 6 runs, aided by 2 River Dog errors, to go up top 7-3. The River Dogs rallied for 6 runs of their own in the home half of the frame to regain the lead, 9-7. The score held up until Cape Cod hung 2 on the board in the 7th to tie it. The Dogs failed to produce a run in the bottom of the inning, and the game went to extra innings. Gossie relieved Nick Lopez on the bump in the 8th and shut down the New England Ball Club in order to record the win. The Dogs have a bye today, but are back on the diamond Friday evening with aspirations of advancing to the championship game. Hunter Boyd gets the nod on the mound. Hisashi Iwakuma recorded the Mariners' 5th no-hitter in club history with a 3-0 win over the Orioles. He's one of 2 Japanese pitchers to ever throw a no-no in the majors. Hideo Nomo was the first to do it. It was Kuma's first no-hitter and first complete game of his career. Iwakuma fanned 7 and walked 3 batters in tossing the first American League no-hitter since King Felix's perfect game against the Rays in 2012. Randy Johnson tossed the M's first no-no in 1990. Chris Bosio did it in 93, and 6 pitchers combined for a no-hitter against the Dodgers in 2012. Iwakuma's no-hitter was the 4th in the majors this season. Well, the Apple Sox finished a disappointing season below the 500 mark in the West Coast League play, but their ace on the bump came oh so close to a club record this season. Sean Wells has the details.
Hunter Wells had all his pitches working this season for the Wenatchee Apple Sox. The tall righty out of Spokane tied the single-season club win record with 7 victories. Hunter played high school ball at West Valley and plays collegiately at Gonzaga. Wells enjoys pitching in Wenatchee, and his numbers prove it.
Actually, I played here last year, and I know Coach Prozac, and he wanted to have me back, and so I was more than happy to be back because it's the closest one to home, and my parents can come watch whenever, and so it was nice.
Hunter tossed a lot of innings this season for the Sox. He threw 68 1/3, posting a 2.77 ERA. Hunter thinks the extra work will help come college play.
Getting a lot of innings is amazing for me because I just need to work on repetition, and so all these innings is going to be a lot of help for me to be able to repeat mechanics and throw a lot of strikes.
Hunter's success with the Apple Sox has given him confidence his pitching will carry over to Gonzaga. He's ready to take a big step and can't wait to get going.
Of course, and that's one thing I need to have is more confidence, and this has helped out a ton, and so, I mean, I'm pretty excited to go into the fall.
For iFIBER 1 News, Sean Wells.
We'll be back after this break.
You don't have to drive to Seattle for exceptional cancer care. Confluence Health's cancer program delivers world-class care close to home. We have a highly experienced oncology team in a state-of-the-art facility, and we're a member of the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, which gives our patients access to world-renowned therapies developed at Fred Hutchinson, the University of Washington Medicine, and Seattle Children's. Together with the SCCA, we're delivering world-class cancer care close to home.
Our spotlight story tonight is about a Quincy farming family, popular for their sweet corn that's distributed across central Washington. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
It's harvest time, baby. Woo! Dessert on a cob.
It's the busiest time of year for the Kallstrom family, Mark, Elaine, Elizabeth, and Uriah. They're machine harvesting and sometimes hand-picking ears of sweet corn by the thousands. The Kallstroms distribute their product to roadside stands in Ephrata, Moses Lake, and Cooley City. They distribute to farmers markets around Grant County, Wenatchee Valley, Omak, and further west in Issaquah. Their popularity comes 7 years after they sold off their family dairy farm for a less demanding kind of agriculture. Mark Kallstrom says while the biggest demand for their product is local, they're tapping markets west of the Cascade Mountains, even high-end restaurants.
We sell it to the Herb Garden in Woodinville, Washington. That's $190 a plate dinner. Also, we have a friend that takes our corn up to the San Juan Islands and sells at high-end restaurants up there too. Also, we have a high-end restaurant in Leavenworth, Washington, and a high-end restaurant in Wenatchee.
A fourth-generation Washington family farm, the Kallstrom's cornfields are located about halfway between George and Ephrata on Road 7 Northwest in the Quincy Valley. When demand and orders are at their highest, the Kallstroms can harvest more than 200,000 ears of corn a day on the 100 acres where they raise it. Mark shared some of the family's farm history.
In 2008, we raised 300 acres of sweet corn. 3 different canneries kind of courted us because they were short on sweet corn that year. So we raised 300 acres, and then the next year we went to raise it, and they didn't really need us because they had an abundant supply. And I don't blame them for sticking with their, historical growers, which was the right thing to do. And so I said, well, we'll just raise it ourselves and direct market ourselves and see how it goes.
While Mark and Elaine are the farm's foundation, Uriah acts as the utility field boss and Elizabeth is the quality control manager. Elizabeth Kallstrom, who is a Grant County Sheriff's Reserve deputy during the winter, helps keep the sweet corn organization rolling. She loves the work.
I'm in the field early in the morning and helping them package, sort through all the corn, get it ready for shipment in all the vehicles, and just a variety of different things. Doing that, also helping with my mom with the bookwork, driving tractor, which is something I prefer to do. It's very peaceful.
Uriah drives about 700 miles a week to deliver more than 8,000 ears of sweet corn to market stops. He says he and Elizabeth hope to take over the farm when their parents retire.
We'd love to take over the farm. It's a great way of living, raising a family, and pursuing agriculture.
Elaine Kallstrom, who is a nurse in the off-season, explained what she likes most about farming.
Just being together and putting our ideas together and trying to come up with the best working situation.
Mark, who has been a farmer most of his 60 years, says he's not ready to retire yet.
When I used to get up in the morning on the dairy, it'd take me about 5 minutes to get out of bed and get going. My wife says, yeah, now it takes you 10 minutes to get out of bed and get outside. So it's no problem for me to get out of bed and jump right into my work shoes and pants and head to the fields. I mean, I love it.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back after this.
Quincy Foods, LLC, a subsidiary of Norpac Foods, is seeking motivated individuals to fill the positions of general laborer for their corn harvest season. They have full-time seasonal openings, must be 18 years old and older, willing to work swing shift. Great people to work for in a challenging food processing environment. Apply at 222 Columbia Way in Quincy between 8 and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, or online through WorkSource. Quincy Foods is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back. Moses Lake residents wanted a manager who could work well with new business, staff, and could manage the city's growth. Roughly 20 residents attended a community forum on August 10th to talk to Gray Prothman, the man handling the search for the new city manager. Prothman's company was hired to find a new manager after the resignation of former city manager Joe Gavinsky. The company is advertising across the country for the position with a focus on the western United States. The company received about 14 applications for the position and is beginning to review them. After conducting a background check on the applicants, the company is going to help conduct the final interview process. The final interviews are expected to be in late August or early next month. Moses Lake officials have 7 days to find an ambulance service to handle non-emergency transports between Samaritan Healthcare and other hospitals. The City Council set the deadline during the last meeting after approving ending the service roughly a month ago. City officials are trying to work with American Medical Response to begin taking the patients between hospitals. Interim City Manager Gilbert Alvarado said the private ambulance company has issues with how the proposal was phrased. In addition, Protection One, a Quincy-based private ambulance service, approached the city about the contract. Big Bend Community College has a new Dean of Workforce Education. Deneen Barry-Guerin was promoted to the position after serving as Business and Business Information Management instructor at the college since 2005. She began her career at Big Bend Community College as a part-time instructor in 2003. Barry-Guerin succeeds Clyde Rasmussen, who retired from Big Bend in June after 9 years in the position. She has 3 bachelor's degrees in accounting, business management, and business education from Eastern Washington University. And she holds a master's in business administration from American Intercontinental University. In Northwest news, an 11-year-old near Seattle led police on a chase Wednesday after police say the boy stole a red Subaru. Police say the boy managed to find a hide key for the car, jumped in and started the car and drove off. Investigators say he wasn't even tall enough to see over the steering wheel. They described him as driving all over the place and running several red lights. The pursuit ended when an officer crashed into the Subaru to get the car to stop. No charges were filed against the boy. He was later released to his mom and the car was returned to its owner. A Montana city is bringing the art of graffiti out of the dark and into the spotlight thanks to the goals of one man. For CNN, Dustin Askin reports.
Wow. He's my pride and joy, man. He loves the noises. He loves certain songs because of the trains and the graffiti and the videos, and he's just a real good part of the crew.
Tyson Middle gives his 15-month-old son Jackson a little hands-on graffiti training, and he's teaching the city of Billings plenty about graffiti art too.
3-4 years ago, graffiti really didn't exist in Billings, and now all of a sudden it's right there on the main front. It's being talked about a lot. We're getting commissioned to do a lot of murals. A lot of people are coming out of the woodwork.
Last summer, Middle and his friends painted mostly on plastic wrap strung between trees. This summer, more than 2 years in the making, a public art alley in downtown Billings provides a new canvas.
Anybody can come here and paint. This is open generally to the public anytime, 24 hours a day.
City council members, business owners, and a public art committee have all helped provide more places to paint. But just ask any fellow artist. The movement is led by Middle, who also sells graffiti art supplies at his downtown shop, Underground Culture Crew.
Oh, he's brought it up a lot. Brought in the shop, got a lot of people into graffiti and in the art scene.
I love you, son. You're gonna be just like your father.
The shop is near train tracks on Montana Avenue, so Tyson and Jackson will run out and watch the trains go by and take photos of graffiti.
He's right there with me, man. He's a part of it all. He's right there.
Middle has indoor murals planned for the winter and a few more projects in the works.
What do you think?
And as his son grows and learns about graffiti art from his dad, Billings will do the same.
It's just a really great thing. It's really good to see the community backing something that they're so passionate about.
That's going to do it for us here at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.